Okay, Mr. Hayes again, and had some questions on homework problem on a dot plot, and it's the problem where Raphael was recording the time he spent each day after school practicing for the school musical. It says he did it for 2 weeks, which would be 10 days after school. So we should have 10 entries on our dot plot, so that's the first thing I'm going to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yes, we have 10 entries. So that covers the 2 weeks. So that part is correct. Okay. So they gave us the dot plot. We didn't have to make one. So we have 1 day where he didn't practice at all. 0 time. 1 day where he practiced for half an hour. 2 days where he practiced for 3/4 an hour. 1 day where he practiced for 1 1/4 hours, and 4 days where he practiced for 1 1/2 hours, and 1 day where he practiced for 2 hours. So that makes up our 10 days. So all we have to do then is learn how to analyze the data in our dot plot. So they asked us, the first question was, how many days did Raphael not spend any time practicing? Well, the only time that he didn't spend any time practicing is this one dot right here where there was no time. So there was 1 day with no practice. So that would have been number 1 on the homework. On number 2, it says, how many days did Raphael practice for exactly 90 minutes? Well, none of these say 90 minutes, so you've got to be able to figure out what is, since this is in hours, that's what our plot said down below, all right, we got to figure out what 90 minutes is. Well, 60 minutes is 1 hour. So if I take 90 and I subtract 60, I'm left with 30. So this is 1 hour, and this is 1/2 hour. So 90 minutes equals 1 1/2 hours. So that would be this entry right here, which has 4 days that he spent exactly 90 minutes practicing. So 4 days, 90 minutes. Problem number 3 says, write a sentence that compares the greatest length of time Raphael practiced to the least. Okay, so when I look at the dot plot, the greatest amount of time he practiced is 2 hours. And the least amount of time he practiced was none. He didn't practice any on 1 day. So I can make a sentence that says that, okay? The greatest amount of time was 2 hours, and the least amount of time practiced was 0. Number 4. Nope, there was only 3. So that's how you analyze the data. You know that this is the greatest amount of time, this is the least. Okay, and just know that on 1 day he had no practice. When they asked about 90 minutes, that's the same as 1 1/2 hours. Okay, and there was 4 days. So there it is all wrapped up for you. The greatest amount of time was 2 hours, and the least amount of time practiced was 0. Hope this helps.